Hello everyone, I just want to demonstrate how to solve this problem on StatCrunch. It's a little bit involved because we have a lot of parts here. We're going to find a z-score, we're going to find quartiles, find the interquartile range, and then we're going to identify outliers by finding first the upper and lower fences. And so to get started, I'm just going to open all these data in StatCrunch. First thing that we're trying to do is find a z-score for the individual who got 41.8 miles per gallon. And so to find z-score, first we need the mean and also the standard deviation. If we wanted to get those separately, what I can do is go stats, summary stats on the columns. All of our data is in var1, so I'm going to pick that one. We need the mean and we need the standard deviation. Those will go into any z-score calculation, but what I can also do here is I can find the z-score just by coming here. I want to calculate another statistic. I'm able to type in here a set of operations the same way that you can make a formula in Excel. I'm going to make a formula for how to find the z-score for the 41.8 car. So that was 41.8 is the data value. We subtract from that the mean of our data. In this case, when we're doing it here, we just call the data as x. And so when we say mean of x, it's going to plug in here that mu value, the mean of our data set. And then I want to divide that by the standard deviation of our data set, which I call standard deviation of x. That's going to, let's see, I'm going to say to store in data table. I think I need that one. Oh, store in data table, I bet it will save the mean and standard deviation as values in the table, like all these. Okay, so we got the mean is 38.9, standard deviation is 35, and then the z-score for that 41.8 value is 0.81. And so the z-score is 0.81. Get rid of these data for a second. A z-score of 0.81 means that the data value is that many standard deviations, almost one standard deviation, but a little bit less. It's that many standard deviations above the mean. If it were below the mean, a below average value, it would have a negative z-score. So check this one. And then we're going to get the quartiles. That's real easy to do on StatCrunch. I still have my data here. I just want to go to stats, summary stats on the columns. One of the data values that we can find, or one of the numerical summaries, are these quartiles. I can find them. Quartile 2, that's the same thing as the median. So I'm going to ask for median, and I'm going to ask for quartile 3. So here we have it, quartile 1, 2, and 3, 36.9. And then we had 38.65, which we're rounding these. We're actually not rounding at all, so 38.65 will do. And then quartile 3 was 41. So I'm going to check those answers. Next, we're looking for the interquartile range. We can also just find that one. Summary stats on the columns. I'm looking for my data set, which is var1. I can find the IQR. That's just one of the options here. So I'm going to say, give me the IQR. Otherwise, I can simply subtract 41 minus the 36.9, the difference between Q1 and Q3, and you would get 4.1 for that. So 4.1, it is the range of the middle 50% of the observations. It's from the 25% observation up to the 75% observation. That's the middle 50. And then the last thing, we're looking for these fences. What I want to do for the fences, since that uses quartile 1 and quartile 3, those are going to be easy to find. We actually already have them, and I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to go data. I just want to use StatCrunch as a calculator because I don't have my calculator handy, so I'm just going to use StatCrunch for this. I want to compute multiple expressions right here. I'm going to find the lower fence. I'm just going to call it lower. For the lower fence, what I need to do is take quartile 1, which this is quartile 1 of my data set, which is called var1. And then I'm going to add to it Actually, no, I subtract from that one 1.5 times of the IQR for var1. And then the upper fence, I take quartile 3 for my data set. I'm going to add to it 1.5 times of that interquartile range for var1. This is in case I didn't find these values before, and since we already have them here, I can just plug in numbers for this, but I wanted to do it in a more general case, so I'm going to compute that one. And we got our upper and lower fences. The lower fence is 30.75. We're also not supposed to round this one, so 30.75. And then the upper fence is 47.15. Check those. And then were there any outliers? We gotta look, was there anything outside of those ranges? There's nothing as low as 30.75, or especially nothing lower. We do have a data value though that's greater than 47.15, this gas mileage of 49.2. So the outlier is that data value 49.2. And that does it. Hope it was helpful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.